So, Chris, let's dive right into this conversation because it's an important one that you really can't gloss over when you're getting into the points and miles game.
Yeah, it's true. I think there's this thought process that many people have when they get into this, points and miles game that points are worth, 1 point each, 1 cent each. So 50,000 points may equal only $500. But that is not the case at all. In some situations, it could be worth two, five, or even 10 times that value.
Absolutely. And transfer partners completely change that math and they change the game and they make even beginner redemptions feel like you're an expert.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's dive in to talk about what transfer partners actually are in plain English. No fancy jargon here. So let's just bring it back to the basics.
All right.
So, in the points and miles game, you have airline miles, sometimes airline points, you have hotel points, and those are points that live within each of those programs. So, your Hyatt points, your American Airlines miles, very simple to understand. Then you also have bank points. And these are what we often refer to as transferable currencies.
Mhm.
And these are those like Chase and Amex and Citi and Capital One. And these points you earn and they live in the bucket of the bank's program. And the cool thing about these is you earn the bank points and then at any time you can utilize one of those bank's transfer partners, and these are airlines and hotels, and turn your bank points into airline miles or hotel points at the drop of a hat.
Like
So
magic.
it is like magic. Once you just it's a simple concept, but it is one that you just need to take, a second to think about. And so for example, you earn points within American Express membership rewards. You don't have to book through Amex to use those points. The real magic is when you transfer them to partners like Air Canada, Air France, KLM, JetBlue, Delta, Hilton. There's a huge list of partners, and each bank has different partners. Some of them overlap, some of them do not. And we'll talk about those a little bit more later in the show. So, when we're talking about transferring points, it's simply just moving the points from the bank's program to your specific airline that you're looking for or your specific hotel program. And that's different than booking through a travel portal. So, going back to American Express in our example, you have Amex membership rewards points. You can take those points and you can book travel through amextravel.com. You are booking and using Amex as sort of an online travel agency. The same concept as booking through Expedia or Orbitz. You're
Hmm.
just using American Express and paying with your points. That's not always the best way to use your points. And so the better way generally to use those points instead of booking through that travel portal is transferring them out to these airline and hotel partners. And I wanted to give you a really simple example to show the difference and the different values you can get. And so I actually went back and looked at my travel list from this year. And this summer I stayed at the Hyatt Regency London Blackfriars. So this is a Hyatt property.
Hmm.
Chase points transferred directly to Hyatt. So there is a world in which you could earn Chase points. You can either choose to book through Chase or transfer them to Hyatt utilizing that transfer partner. Let me show you the difference. Booking through Chase, one room at the Hyatt Regency London Blackfriars in summer would cost 67,000 Chase points.
Ooh,
That's a lot.
yeah.
You could also take those exact same Chase points, transfer them at a 1-to-1 ratio to Hyatt, book the exact same room, the exact same night for 29,000 Hyatt points.
So good. And this is a nice hotel, right? These are kind of more on the higher end of redemptions, right?
Yeah, 29,000 points for Hyatt, yeah, is on the high end. And it was actually a great hotel. So if you're going to London, really nice, good hotel, good location, decent breakfast. Getting back to the Chase points, I thought that example really illustrated pretty well the difference between booking through the bank portal and transferring out. And I think a lot of people, when they get into the game, I've had conversations with people who just assume you use your points to book through the bank's portal and get a little intimidated by the transfer partners because it sounds like a big,
Yeah.
complicated process. And it really isn't. So we want to kind of demystify that today and show you how easy it is to make some of these redemptions through transfer partners.
Yeah, and that was a great example because you were literally saving half. You're spending half of what you would if you were to book through the Chase portal, and
Mhm.
that's why these transfer partners, they feel like an X factor. And so, yeah, maybe there's an extra step involved there, but if you're getting twice as many hotel nights or double the flights for your family, I think it's worth the extra step. So moving on, we understand that it can be a little intimidating, these transfer partners. So let's say you have 50,000 points in your Chase account or Amex account. A lot of people just say, okay, well, I'm going to cash that out for a $500 gift card because it's easy and I understand how to use that. But if you take that same 50,000 points and transfer it to an airline and book a business class flight, that business class flight usually costs one, two, three, $4,000. Now you're getting 4 times as much for those same amount of points. So that's what these points can really be the X factor. And another benefit is that these points that live in the banks give you a lot more flexibility instead of locking into just one brand. So Katie had mentioned earlier, leaving your points with American Airlines or directly with a hotel, that can be great in many circumstances. But by keeping your points in the bank, it's giving you the flexibility to move them to where the deal is instead of waiting for the deal to pop up with the points you already have.
Yeah, and that flexibility is so key in this game. And that's where transfer partners just make all the difference. So, just so everyone is on the same page, I wanted to just mention the big transferable programs real quick and give you a couple examples of some of the transfer partners that they have. This is not an exhaustive list. That would take quite a while and it would probably bore you to tears. So, you can go look this up and we'll drop links to in the show notes. We have articles on all of these programs. So Chase is one we talk about all the time. You can transfer to Hyatt, United, Southwest, JetBlue, Virgin Atlantic, Marriott. Amex is another one we talk about all the time. Amex membership rewards points are some of our favorites. Transfers to Air Canada, Air France KLM, JetBlue, Delta, and Hilton. City thank you points transfer to American. They're the only ones that transfer to American. Accor, Choice, Preferred Hotels, Turkish Airlines. You've got Capital One miles. Transfer to Air Canada, British Airways, Turkish, and Virgin Red. And those are sort of the big four that we always talk about. There are a few smaller programs, and one of them that's been making a lot of splashes, especially
Hmm.
this past year, is Built Rewards. So I think it deserves a mention. And with Built, you can transfer to Hyatt, to Alaska. It's the only one that transfers to Alaska. So that's a really big one. Spirit, which was just added in December, Japan Airlines, and United. A couple other small programs that we're not going to get into. Those are sort of the big ones that are really important to know about. So as you can see, you can access pretty much any hotel or airline you can think of through those 4 or 5 major programs.
Yeah, and if you see an airline there or there's an airline there that you don't see, don't forget that all of these transfer partners are usually part of some sort of an alliance. So, for example, if you have points that earn you Air Canada Aeroplan miles and you want to fly United, they're partners. You can book many United flights directly through Air Canada, often at a really good price. So that's another level of these transfer partners that we can get into. But I just wanted to give you a couple real world examples that you can, put in the back of your mind when you're thinking, okay, maybe I have these points, how I can use them. Where maybe an economy flight. We don't talk a lot about economy flights, but I know Katie and I use our points for economy flights a lot because they make a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Domestic flights in the U.S. are really expensive, and they can get up to $300 or $400 one way. And if you're trying to get somewhere or reposition for a bigger flight, that $400 can really, ruin the redemption value you're trying to get for that other flight. But you could book a domestic flight for 5 or 10,000 points or miles if you're a little bit flexible. So hop into a program like Seats.aero, check out availability. Maybe you find that United flight booked through Air Canada Aeroplan for 10,000 points instead of $300. So that's a less glamorous example, but that is something that we use all the time. On the other end of the spectrum is maybe an aspirational trip. So that big international flight, you want to go to Japan in business class. One of the most popular options is transferring American Express points over to Virgin Atlantic. And these are, we often see with bonuses as well, 20, 30, or 40% bonus. And you can take those Amex points, transfer them to Virgin, and then book ANA business class or first class, which is one of the best business class seats in the world. And I'm going to mess it up off the top of my head, but we're talking around 50 or 60,000 miles each way. And if you stack that with a transfer bonus, you can really bring that cost down. And these flights cost $4,000 or $5,000. So all of a sudden you're spending 40,000 miles points for a $4,000 seat. Maybe that $400 gift card doesn't look as good anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that why you booked for Japan, or did you do something else?
No, I booked
forgot.
through Japan Airlines with American. So again, we're talking
another,
about partners.
Another good
Yeah.
one.
So I transferred from Citi to American Airlines and then booked Japan Airlines business class for 60,000 miles each way. Now, I talked about the ANA one because that is my goal, my dream, but the availability has been very difficult. So I like to set my alerts on seats.aero or one of the many other services that are out there and just hope that my dates pop up, but it's not looking good. I actually had that flight booked. I booked it during the pandemic or January 2020 for 2021, and that trip obviously got canceled.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting for like 5 years to try and rebook. It just hasn't happened.
Someday.